Hi, hola. I'm so excited that it's my turn to read with you today. I promise Monica will be back tomorrow, so don't worry. Today we're going to read Too Many Tamales by Gary Soto, illustrated by Ed Martinez. Let's get started. Snow drifted through the streets, and now that it was dusk, Christmas trees glittered in the windows. Do you see any Christmas trees in the windows of this house? I see one. There it is. It's beautiful. Let's find out what's inside the house. Maria moved her nose off the glass and came back to the counter. She was acting grown up now, helping her mother make tamales. Their hands were sticky with masa. Masa is the dough that we use to make the tamales for dinner. That's very good, her mother said. Maria happily kneaded the masa. She felt grown up, wearing her mother's apron. Her mom had even let her wear lipstick and perfume. If only I could wear Mom's ring, she thought to herself. She's doing such a good job of kneading that masa in that big bowl. She put the manteca in the green box into the bowl, and then she put the water from the pitcher into the bowl, and then she kneaded it all to mix them together to make the masa. All she can think about is wearing her mom's ring. Maria's mother had placed her diamond ring on the kitchen counter. She placed her diamond ring on the kitchen counter. Maria loved that ring. She loved how it sparkled, like their Christmas tree lights. When her mother left the kitchen to answer the telephone, Maria couldn't help herself. She wiped her hands on the apron and looked back at the door. Uh-oh, Maria, don't do it. Don't take the ring. Do you think she's going to? Let's see. Let's find out. She did. Oh no, Maria. I'll wear the ring for just a minute, she said to herself. The ring sparkled on her thumb. So pretty. She looked so happy with that ring. Such a beautiful ring. Maria returned to kneading the masa, her hands pumping up and down. On her thumb, the ring disappeared and then reappeared in the sticky glob of dough. Her mother returned and took the bowl from her. Go get your father for this part, she said. Then the three of them began to spread masa onto corn husks. So they're spreading the masa onto the corn husks. The corn husk is the outside of the corn. Maria's father helped by plopping a spoonful of meat in the center and folding the husk, folding it up. He then placed them in a large pot on the stove. Do you see the large pot that they put them in? They made 24 tamales as the windows grew white with delicious smelling curls of steam. Tamales. Delicious. A few hours later, the family came over with armfuls of bright presents. Her grandparents, her uncle and aunt, and her cousins, Dolores, Teresa, and Danny. Maria kissed everyone hello. Then she grabbed Dolores by the arm and took her upstairs to play, with the other cousins tagging along after them. So we see Maria is at the top. She's first in the red. Then Dolores is wearing purple. And then Teresa is wearing white. And then finally, baby cousin Danny, all the way at the bottom. They're all going upstairs to play. They cut out pictures in the newspaper, pictures of toys they were hoping were wrapped and sitting underneath the Christmas tree. As Maria was snipping out a picture of a pearl necklace, a shock spread through her body. Look, you can see it on her face. She's shocked. Uh-oh, what happened? What did she realize? The ring, she screamed. Everyone stared at her. What ring? Dolores asked. Without answering, Maria ran to the kitchen as fast as she could. They all looked very surprised by her face. The steaming tamales lay piled on a platter. The ring is inside one of the tamales, she thought to herself. It must have come off while I was kneading the masa. Dolores, Teresa, and Danny skidded into the kitchen behind her. They came running in. Help me, Maria cried. They all looked at each other. Danny piped up first. What do you want us to do? Eat them, she said. If you bite something hard, tell me. They're about to eat all of those 24 tamales. That's a lot of tamales. The four of them started eating. They ripped off the husks and bit into them. The husks, if you look at the picture, you can see the husks on the ground. Those are the outsides of the tamales. So they just threw those on the ground and then they bit into them. The first one was good. The second one, pretty good. But by the third tamale, they were tired of the taste. Keep eating, Maria scolded. Corn husks littered the floor. They were everywhere on the floor. Their stomachs were stretched until they hurt, but the cousins kept eating until only one tamale remained on the plate. This must be it, she said. The ring must be in that one. We'll each take a bite. You first, Danny. Danny was the youngest, so he didn't argue. He took a bite. Nothing. Dolores took a bite. Nothing. Teresa took a big bite. Still nothing. It was Maria's turn. She took a deep breath and slowly, gently bit into the last mouthful of tamale. Oh, look, all of the tamales are gone. Was it in the last mouthful of tamale? Was the ring inside? Nothing. Didn't any of you bite something hard? Maria asked. Danny frowned. I think I swallowed something hard, he said. Swallowed it? Maria cried, her eyes big with worry. She looked inside his mouth. Teresa said, I didn't bite into anything hard, but I think I'm sick. She held her stomach with both hands. Maria didn't dare look into Teresa's mouth if she was sick. No, thank you. She wanted to throw herself onto the floor and cry. The ring was now in her cousin's throat, or worse, his belly. How in the world could she tell her mother? But I have to, she thought. She could feel the tears pressing to get out as she walked into the living room where the grown-ups sat talking. She looked so sad. I would be sad too. I would feel really bad if I lost my mother's ring. I bet she feels really bad for doing that. The adults chattered so loudly that Maria didn't know how to interrupt. Finally, she tugged on her mother's sleeve. What's the matter? Her mother asked. She took Maria's hand. I did something wrong, Maria sobbed. What? Her mother asked. Maria thought about the beautiful ring that was now sitting inside Danny's belly and got ready to confess. Then she gasped. The ring was on her mother's finger, bright as ever. The ring! Maria nearly screamed. Maria's mother scraped off a flake of dried masa. You were playing with it? She said, smiling gently. Look, there it is. There's the beautiful ring on her mother's finger, safe and sound. It wasn't lost after all. I wanted to wear it, Maria said, looking down at the rug. Then she told them all about how they'd eaten all the tamales. Her mother moved the ring a little on her finger. It winked a silvery light. Maria looked up and Aunt Rosa winked at her too. Well, it looks like we all have to cook up another batch of tamales, Rosa said cheerfully. It's okay, they can cook more. Look. Maria held her full stomach as everyone filed into the kitchen, joking and laughing. At first, she still felt like crying. She still felt sad, as she kneaded a great bowl of masa next to Aunt Rosa. As she pumped her hands up and down, a leftover tear fell from her eyelashes into the bowl and for just a second rested on her finger, sparkling like a jewel, like in the ring. But it's just a tear. Then Rosa, you see Rosa in the red shirt? Then Rosa nudged her with her elbow and said, Hey, Niña, it's not so bad. Everyone knows that the second batch of tamales always tastes better than the first, right? When Dolores, Teresa, and Danny heard that from the other side of the room, they let off a groan the size of 24 tamales. They didn't want to eat even more tamales. Oh, no. Oh, man, not more tamales. Then Maria couldn't help herself. She laughed, and pretty soon everyone else was laughing, including her mother. And when Maria put her hands back into the bowl of masa, the leftover tear was gone. Everything turned out okay. And they got to eat all of the tamales with the family. All right, that's the end of our story. We end with just a pretty picture. That's a beautiful picture of their Christmas tree with the presents underneath. I bet they really enjoyed the tamales the second time. Good thing they could make some more. Thank you so much for reading with me today. I really enjoyed hearing the story about the ring and the tamales. And it made me really hungry, so I'm going to go eat some dinner. Thank you so much for reading with me. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.